So I just think that if you are in the personal training world, there should be something in the back of your mind on what you're trying to accomplish while being in this world, because it's not going to be something that you're going to sustainably do. Both physically, I mean, you're bound to burn out when you're in your 40s or 50s. You're not going to stay consistent as a personal trainer, right? And so there just needs to be a backup plan. So make sure that you guys are working towards that while working through the training.
I would agree with that. Any pathway that you take, there has to be a future thing, something that you're thinking about, whether it is starting your own facility or working your way into management. That's a fantastic point to make, because anybody that's worked as a trainer for more than 5 years, oh, you just start hurting.
It's abusive.
Oh my God, you're like one of the fittest people on the goddamn planet, and you just feel like you're getting broken daily.
I ask myself that every day. I'm like, I take such good care of my body, workout every day, and I hurt more than probably most. It's like, yeah, man, eventually working those long days of 8-9 sessions in a day, lifting weights, demonstrating exercises. So it's just have a backup plan on where you want to take this, because financially it's not worth the beat, right? $50,000 to $70,000 is not worth abusing your body. Like you hear about athletes that are getting paid millions and they're like, oh, well, I'm putting my body through so much. Okay, well, so are we, and you're not getting paid jack shit. So, I truly believe that there's got to be a smarter route than staying in the industry of fitness.
Yeah, I want to talk to two key points that came up in my head when we were talking about the ideas of, one, finances, and the exception to the idea of the age taking control and that you should be there. Number one, when I was going in this last year at this gym, I had one focus in mind, right? When it came to my financials, that was at the end of the year, because I had a savings account that was completely depleted. It was down to like literally having 1,000 left in my savings account because of an issue where I had a credit card on file for my previous company, and I was running up the Amazon card up to like $4,000 and then had to pay that off before I left the company. So I was like down broke, and I was, paying, I got a house mortgage, I got the car, and I was coming into a new field as a new trainer. So I'm like, okay, I gotta be able to have a goal in mind. And that was at the end of the year, I want $10,000 in my savings account. So that means whatever with my travel plans, whatever was going on in my lifestyle, is that no matter what, I was saving and increasing, and at the end of the year, I'd hit 10,000. And I did. I reached that goal. And now the goal this year is to double what I saved last year. So my goal is to save 20,000, right? Is I have a financial plan in order and set, and that is just outside of just the idea of working for a box gym. Like, my long-term goal is to get to $50,000, take that money, buy a second property in like either Texas or Reno, and be able to rent that out so I have a steady income. Something
exactly
else.
My point, right? Planning something for ahead, right? So using your money to make money.
Yeah. And the second point where I was talking about the guy in Marin, I'm going to literally give him the title because I heard about him so much before I even moved to this spot. Of course, I'm at a private gym versus the idea of like a regular box gym. It's only one facility. But, right, this guy, he's above 40 years old. He is an iconic trainer is how he was described to me, and he's super humble, really amazing, and he works around the clock. I see him from 6 a.m. until 6 p.m. at night, just as me. Like, he's there, and he's been training for like over 20 years. He loves what he does, and he's just super busy. And where his pay scale is definitely not where I am as a brand new trainer at this facility. Right, he's definitely gotten some bumps and boosts that keep him there because he's known all around Marin. And so this is, at some point, if you did not want to go out and do your thing, if you can find happiness and find that number that works for you, there's a way to make it into your life, because I've seen it.
I love that. And so, okay, I want to ask a question to both of you. And this is just to prove how relative really everything is. So first off, my question to you guys, and you're listening to three pretty credited people here, is what is what is a number that works for you yearly to make income wise? And what is that number? And not your dream, right? Not some fantasy land. What is a number that you are okay making per year? That's going to be worth that position for you.
As a personal trainer,
just in general, to live your lifestyle that you want. What is a yearly rate that is okay for you?
North of 400.
Okay.
North of 400, man, dude. All right, that was
Okay.
you got a pretty good lifestyle. It definitely wants to take some trips across the world and go travel for a few months.
Oh, dude, I want to do everything.
What about you,
Yeah.
Tyler?
All right, for my lifestyle and what I like to do, like where I'm at, I'm thinking about 85,
Okay.
8,500, like $85,000. Yeah, I could live the lifestyle.
So I like
that's
this
worth
because we
living.
have both spectrums, right? We have one that's more modest. We have one that's, you know what I mean? He wants to accomplish, the world. I'm with Ryan too, right? Mine's that
More
number two,
modest. Get the
that's why that's why I went into the owning my own business, is because that's my dream as well. But okay, so let me ask you this. Do you guys want kids?
Nope.
Okay.
It's not on the plans.
So this is what I'm talking about, is so now you have to start trading in your money that you're making for the time that you're putting in. Yes, that trainer that you're talking about might be making great money. Maybe he's making $120,000, but from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., if this man wants a family, when the fuck's he going to see him, right? So for me, it's more about now, what do I want to accomplish? And are those funds going to open up my availability of time to be able to accomplish other things?
Right. So it'd be your value spectrum behind. Like what's your lifestyle beyond just like having a nice car or being able to pay rent or whatever like that. It's like,
right. So it's
if
what
I have
kind
a
of
wife,
life
do I have kids? Do I want to
exactly.
travel?
What kind of life do you want to live? And not only is the finances going to support that life, but how much time do you have to invest into making that kind of money, right? So for me, my goal is to eventually be making money when I'm not having to be there, when I'm not having to do shit, right? Like I run the system and I have people who run my system for me at some point. And that's because of the life I want to live, right? I do want to have kids. I do want to get married. I want to make sure that I can spend my time with them. And so I'm just bringing up for personal training. Yes, it is available to make that kind of money out there, but it's going to take an insane amount of your time.
You do have to balance it out from, I do think you have to work backward from what you want your career to be. That's something that, for those of you guys listening at home, if you are in that first few years of your training career, the big takeaway from this is it's okay to first go work anywhere you want to go work in any pathway that your personal training career is going to start. But then you should be reverse engineering from the back end where you want to go. Like Aaron and me, like we have this aspiration of, I mean, I'm okay with saying it. I want to make about $50 to $100 million a year. Like that's like my congratulations. You could hang up the cap. Like
Correct.
You have done enough. You've gone far enough.
And
You're
good.
it's
funny because it sounds like a delusion. It sounds fake. It sounds like something that's not real, but it isn't until it is, right? And so for me, it's like I love the mindset of the closed mindset on some people, because it allows me to want to push mine even further, right? And so basically what I wanted to get by with you guys is that you're totally able to make that kind of money one day, and you don't have to settle yourself as a personal trainer making $50,000 to $70,000 a year unless that fits the lifestyle that you want to live.
Hey, there it is.